manatili sa isip mo dun sa isang buwan na nasa ospital kayo?
None of us ever took a picture of Mom in the hospital. I guess we want to remember her talagang how she really was. But in spite of the sad times there, I think the five of us got so close. We're just the only ones there. We just talk to each other. Very limited outside contact because hindi naman sa pinagdadamot namin, but very delicate ang situation niya. Yung immune system daw niya is very low.
Mas marami ang dumating at mas mahaba pa ang pila sa Manila Cathedral. 4 hanggang 5 oras ang paghihintay para sa ilang segundo ng pagtingin at pagdarasal para kay Tita Cory. Humanga na naman ako sa Pilipino.
Hi, good evening.
Good morning po.
Ay, good morning pala. O nga pala, morning na, 2:00 na ng umaga, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang mga taong dumadagsa dito sa Manila Cathedral. Sabi nila hanggang Loton daw ang linya. At 2 oras na lang ang nalalabi, baka daw hindi makapasok lahat.
Sa aking sariling pagsilip kay Tita Cory, parang naramdaman ko ang sinasabing hirap na pinagdaanan niya sa huling 5 linggo ng kanyang buhay.
Mom was always such a strong person. She was so independent, and then now she would ask our help to move her from side to side. So that was really nakakaawa, and even to bring her to the bathroom. So I found a way of doing it. I was telling my sisters, I can do what the nurses do. It gives you a chance to hug her. So you hug her from the bed and you pull her up so you can get her out of bed. Then we'd bring her to the bathroom. And one thing about Mom, forever thanking us.
Sa gitna ng malubhang karamdaman, ang kapakanan pa rin daw ng mga anak ang iniisip ng ina. Ayaw daw nitong maging pabigat sa kahit sino.
She will say, "Why are you still here? Umuwi ka na." And I go, "No, Mom, no problem. Thank you so much. I'm trying my best not to cry." So I just, "Mom, stop. It's perfectly fine. I'm enjoying my computer game, you know." So that was our routine in the ICU. We could really see the deterioration.
Sa kabila ng pagsisikap ng pamilya Aquino na pawiin ang sakit at bigyan ng ginhawa ang kanilang ina, nagtuloy-tuloy ang panghihina ni Tita Cory.
This is such a nightmare. You know, I wish I'd wake up kasi parang everyday humihina siya. I guess her time was really coming. So, sometimes talagang, and you'd see her struggle and grow weaker. Kasi in the first week, she could still sit down. In the second week, hindi na. Parang most of the time, nakahiga na lang siya. On the 4th week, she could no longer go to the bathroom. Now, that was a real killer. You know, that day, when she wanted to go to the bathroom, we pulled her out of the bed. She took 2 steps. And after the second step, hindi niya magalaw yung leg. And I said, that is so sad, you know. And the doctors explained yung mga painkillers kasi sometimes masyado mo, even if your mind wills it, hindi mo daw magagalaw yung legs. Sabi nila, don't panic, it's the effect of the painkiller.
Dr. Franklin Drilon, Congressman Emilio Abaya, Congressman...
Hirap na hirap daw si Tita Cory sa kanyang chemotherapy. Pero kahit kailan, hindi siya dumaing o nagreklamo. Lumaban siya hanggang maihanda ang kanyang mga anak.
Comfort us in our loss. We ask this in faith.
Minsan na raw nasabi ng dating Pangulo na kung siya ang masusunod, gusto niya ang mabilis na pagkamatay. Pero dahil bigla ang pagkawala ni Ninoy, naaawa siya sa mga anak kung ganoon din ang mangyari sa kanya.
Up to the end, Mom has to prepare us. Even in these last weeks when the breathing was really, parang she was struggling with the breathing. That's why when I was able to last talk to her, I said, and I hope I don't cry, but I was telling her, Mom, I really just want you to be happy. I want the pain to go away so you can really rest. I want you to be with Dad. And then she was just nodding her head. I said, Mom, we'll all be okay and we're gonna see each other again. So this is just a temporary thing. So really, I mean it. I really just want to see you happy again. I just wanted to remove that look of pain in her face. So I think at that point, you're able to accept.
Sinikap ng mga anak ni Tita Cory na hindi ipakita ang sakit na nararamdaman nila habang sinisira ng cancer ang katawan ng kanilang ina.
You don't even want to show any reaction on your face. Because I remember Mom before when my dad was in prison, she would always tell us, oh, try your best not to cry in front of Dad because it's gonna make life harder for Dad. That was always her rule, and try to control your emotions.
Sa ospital, yun din daw ang naging patakaran ng mga Aquino kahit sa mga apo ni Tita Cory. Kung malungkot at naiiyak, huwag ipakita sa lola.
Just talk of nice things. But if you have to cry, just go to the bathroom or go to the hallway. And they really tried their best. But I think in her last week, there were times talagang you just couldn't control it anymore, especially when she was seeing Dad.
I'm going to read the statement of the family of Mrs. Aquino.
Sa 5 linggong inilagi niya sa ospital, ilang beses naging tagilid ang kondisyon ni Tita Cory. Hindi malimutan ni Pinky ang isa sa pinakamalungkot na araw niya sa ospital habang nagbabantay sa ina kasama si Chris.
I think it was July 8. Sabi niya, uwi na ako kasi hirap na ako. And then, she closed her eyes pero tumuloy yung tears. And that's such a shock for me because Mom hardly cries. So I just got the tissue and I was wiping it. And my heart was really beating. And finally, she said, uwi na talaga ako.
Naulit pa raw ito at alam nilang iyon na ang simula ng pamamaalam ng kanilang ina.
Those days talagang you just want to erase from your mind. And when I think of she's really, really gone, I just think of those days. And I told my kids, when you're really, really sad, you just try to picture Lola before, yung healthy, and then she could do, and now she's with Lola Ninoy. I mean, healthy, laughing, having the energy compared to how she is now. Hindi ba naman parang we're being selfish by wanting her to stay longer on earth? Pero kung ganyan lang, I think we have to be fair and let her go to a better world.
If you can suggest a court that I can go to, then maybe I can think of lawyers that who can take care.
Mula sa pagkabata, kay Tita Cory daw humuhugot ng lakas ang kanyang mga anak. Naitanong ko tuloy kay Pinky kung may takot siya sa kinabukasan, ngayon at wala na ang kanilang ina.
I don't want to think too much about it. One task that we have to do, and Bolsy told me, Pink, I tried to, kasi yung isang room sa house ni Bolsy, kinonvert nga for Mom to stay, no? She was telling me, Pink, I tried to fix her things, put back the old furniture dahil hindi ko kinaya. Sabi ko, Ate, no, don't do it. We're gonna do it together. Maybe ask Viel and Chris, or maybe Noy, parang, hey, let's tulong-tulong because it's gonna be really, really hard. Yeah, so we do that first in your house, and maybe we move to Times, maybe go over her things. So maybe that's one task na not exactly excited about, but it has to be done. And then maybe after that, you take a break somewhere, forget.
Naisip kong ang tanong ko kay Pinky ay maaaring itanong din sa bawat Pilipino. Sa panahon na tila nagdarahop ang Pilipinas sa isang tunay na leader, ano na nga ba ang kinabukasan natin ngayong wala na ang isang Tita Cory? Kusang loob na bumaba sa palasyo ang dating Pangulo noong 1992, pero hindi niya iniwan ang kanyang mga kababayan. Sa lahat ng naging hamon sa demokrasya, naroon siya para lumaban at manindigan.
She had rules that you really had to obey, no? And sometimes strict.